What is good? What is good, my fellow Legends ZA enthusiasts? Welcome back to Unhinged Society, where today we will be having a discussion video. The topic of today's discussion video is going to be cheating in Pokemon Legends ZA when the game isn't even a month old yet, right? So, I came across this clip on Twitter, and I'm gonna play it for you in a sec, but really, you know, we've all had the discourse about how controversial cheating in Pokemon is, whether or not it should be quote-unquote allowed, whether or not it gives you a competitive advantage. And for the most part, the traditional quote-unquote cheating in Pokemon doesn't really do much except give you access to mons that maybe you'd have to pay for through DLC, or people have made the argument that Pokemon is pay to win, stuff like that, right? But it becomes a slippery slope, and it gets to a point where it's not about having access to things that you otherwise have to pay for, right? People usually start out with, oh, I just want custom themes for my home menu, or I just want to have the ability to change my profile pic to whatever I want. You see how that went. People changed their profile picture, and then they changed it to rated R content. They were going crazy in Animal Crossings with that, doing all sorts of wild stuff, right? So it is a slippery slope. You have people that hack in shinies, and while having a shiny Pokemon doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have a competitive advantage, because shinies are just a color scheme, right? A Pokemon being shiny doesn't change the ability of the trainer or suddenly elevate their skill level to make them suddenly a better player. And a shiny Pokemon stats is the exact same as a regular mon, so in that regard and in that aspect, cheating doesn't really affect anything. But aside from lowering the value of shinies, of course, which we've had people complaining about that over the times. But yes, it becomes a slippery slope, right? People complain about not being able to customize their Switch because Nintendo doesn't give them enough customization options, which is true. Nintendo is pretty lackluster when it comes to the customization options for things like the home menu on the Switch. But it gets to a point, right? You get on the game, you hack in your shinies, you hack in balls, whatever, sure, cool, knock yourself out. But it becomes an issue when you start affecting the gameplay of others, right? And that's where we're going to be taking a look at this clip right here on Twitter. So what you just saw, right? We're going to go ahead and analyze this. I'm going to turn the volume down for the second playthrough. You just saw the rank battle start. You see? There's a Xerneas, a Gengar, a Garchomp, which is shiny, and a Metagross. You saw the rank battle just begin, correct? Alright, now let's play. The Metagross moves over to the Garchomp, and it gets ready to attack. The Garchomp sets up a Swords Dance. The Metagross starts with a Heavy Slam. The Metagross is getting ready to use Ice Punch, so the trainer phases through by Mega Evolving their Garchomp. Now here's where the problem lies, right? In no way, shape, or form is anyone ever able to Mega Evolve that quickly after the match starts. What are we, like, what's this timer? Let's go back to the start. No, we're not even 2 minutes. This is actually the timer countdown, so that's even worse. That's even worse. Less than 10 seconds into the match, and someone is already Mega Evolving. This individual has a 1 bar gauge filled up out of the 4 gauges required for Mega Evolution. There is no way on Earth that a Garchomp is able to acquire that much Mega Energy within 10 seconds in order to Mega Evolve, right? On top of that, it used Swords Dance, right? The only way to fill your Mega Gauge, as far as I'm concerned and aware, is by attacking Mons, right? Or being ordered, commanding your Mon to attack. So you just saw this Garchomp use Swords Dance, and right after, it Mega Evolved. Now, it being shiny isn't really a factor in whether or not the person is cheating, but for some reason, all cheaters are using shinies, right? I'm not saying that the person that owns a shiny is a cheater, but you just saw this dude Mega Evolve his Garchomp within 10 seconds of the match beginning after being commanded to use 1 Swords Dance. Then it fires off an Earthquake. It fires off an Earthquake and the Metagross faints. And this person has 1 1/3 of their Mega Energy bar filled up, right? So this is what I'm saying. People complain about not being able to hack the Switch 2. But I can almost guarantee you all of this cheating gameplay that's going on down right here is occurring on a Switch 1. If you look at the comments, this individual says, I think the Mega Evolution is a cheat. Right after the Earthquake hit, he feels like he can hear that item usage sound. Is it possible that is the teacher's nail line? But whatever that is, you can't give it that item along with a Mega Stone. It can't hold 2 items, right? This next person says it's already suspicious because it's using Earthquake in succession. The energy gauge is dropping, so pinking it up will increase the gauge a bit, but even so, the Mega Evolution is too fast. I'm not exactly sure what they mean by it is certainly black. Maybe that's like a Japanese term for something being evil, corrupted, cheating, but I'm not sure. Yeah. This person says he's a scumbag using cheats. Let's report him. Bro over here says bro's definitely cheating. Then he said these mysteriously high kill count Chinese players are something else. They're this type. They didn't move at all, yet their kill count was on a whole other level. This player was using a Garchomp too. I'm not really sure if, like, a Chinese player using Garchomp is a tradition in the cheating community over there. Yeah. They went for a quick Garchomp Mega Evolution from the start. That's really bad. And they're said, apparently this guy has a reputation on the Bilibili platform. I guess he's known for cheating. He said he's a dude that can't win without modifying the game. They need to impose regulations. And yeah, if you go down this thread, I'll post the link in the comments or in the description so you guys can go see it for yourself. But yeah, stuff like this is exactly why the Nintendo Switch 2 has such lockdown security behind it, right? People have been coping and thinking that we're gonna get a jailbreak for the Switch 2. We're gonna be able to have custom firmware. I'm here to let you know right now that is never gonna happen, right? And if this video ages poorly, feel free to come back to the comment section and let me know that I was wrong. But unlike past releases of the console version, there's a new game changer, right? We have the Bug Bounty program, and the Bug Bounty program actively incentivizes individuals who are interested in hacking to turn the hacks over to Nintendo instead of turning them over to whatever pirating or homebrew community or whatever it is, the people that mod the Switch. Instead of them turning over the exploits that they've discovered to them, they turn it over to Nintendo. As a result, Nintendo patches those out, right? So all of the information that has been uncovered regarding the Switch 2's vulnerabilities, we could have possibly had a jailbreak by now. But the Bug Bounty program incentivizes hackers to turn the information over to Nintendo and they get paid for it, right? So as long as the Bug Bounty program exists, the Nintendo Switch 2 will most likely not be hacked. And for good reason, because there's no reason why I should boot up my Legends ZA game and have to run into a cheater, right? It's cool if you want to get custom themes for your game. It's cool if you want to modify your Switch for personal use. But when you start getting online and start spamming cheats against people who actually put the work in for their mons, it takes the fun out of the game, right? You've got people who hunt for their shinies. They do their resets, whatever methods that they do. It's in the game, right? You can call people putting a pro controller and leaving it on overnight and resetting zones for shinies. You can call it cheating. It's not cheating. You're using everything that came with the game. You're not using modifications. You're not going into your console and customizing the game's code. You're not doing any of that, right? So as far as that goes, I don't consider that cheating. If you want to leave your controller overnight, going in and out of wild zones to find a shiny, knock yourself out. People didn't call it cheating back in X and Y when we took a dime and we put it underneath the joypad stick in Lumio City so that we could hatch eggs without actually having to sit there and hold the console. People didn't call that cheating. So it's not cheating. But this is definitely cheating, right? And if you don't believe me, we're going to take another look at the clip, right? The rank match starts. He sends out his Metagross shiny. The verse battle starts. They go to the Garchomp. It sets up a Swords Dance, right? Not even 10 seconds of the match has passed. The Garchomp Mega Evolves. It smacks the Metagross with an Earthquake, and then it Earthquakes again. It Earthquakes twice without being able... There's basically no cooldown for that Earthquake, and I know Earthquake takes longer than that to cool down because I have played the game, right? So, yeah. This individual is 100% cheating, and I'm pretty sure this is going down on a Switch one. So, yeah, that's really it, man. There's a reason, a very good reason why Nintendo has taken all the precautions that they have with the Nintendo Switch 2. Because I'm pretty sure this isn't going down on Nintendo Switch 2. This is exclusively happening on previous consoles, whether it be the OLED with a mod chip or it be the Nintendo Switch 1 with all the exploits right off the bat. So, yeah, we've got cheating in Pokemon Legends ZA not even a month before the game is released. I don't know if there's a possible patch for this. Not that I really care because, like I said, even though it is a main series game, it's not exactly a traditional 1v1 turn-based battle, right? It's kind of like a free-for-all, so it is what it is. I'm not sure how they're going to really integrate Legends ZA with future games, like if there's going to be mons that you can obtain that'll have like certain move sets or whatever. They can really do whatever they want, but considering how things are currently going down, the next release will be exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2, and hopefully all of this hacking and online cheating will come to an end. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Get some skill. Learn how to play the game. If you're going to come online and just spam cheats, like, what is the point? You're taking the fun out of the game for everyone else that's actually putting the work into play. And you're not accomplishing anything yourself. You're just being online, you're just being a troll, and you're not contributing anything to society, right? That's really it. Nothing else really I can say regarding this video. It's absolutely crazy that actually I don't think it's crazy at all. It's actually to be expected, right? And for the people that are just doing harmless things like getting emulators on their Switch so they can play like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black and White 2, playing previous generation releases on their Switch because it's not possible with the standard software. That's fine, that's cool, you do whatever, but when it gets to affecting online play, like you can clearly see here, this is clearly an example of cheating. This isn't somebody just hacking in a shiny and then playing normally. This isn't somebody just getting a max IV mon and then going online with it. No, this is somebody explicitly hacking, getting online, right? Enabling cheats so that they can do things that aren't programmed in the game. Mega evolving less than 10 seconds into the match and firing off 2 earthquakes when there was basically no cooldown timer, right? The person set up a Swords Dance, they earthquaked once and then they earthquaked again, right? You can't teach them on earthquake twice. It would be a different story if they earthquaked and then they bulldozed. This person Swords Danced, Mega evolved, and then earthquaked twice. So, yeah, that's cheating 100% in its purest and unadulterated form. Let me know what you guys think about this. Hit the comment section. But yeah, Pokemon Legends ZA is is compromised. And that is it for the video. Thanks for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one, and peace out.